Hello dear children, welcome to history class. We are learning chapter number 9, the Maratha War of Independence. What is Maratha War of Independence? The long war that lasted for 27 years against the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb by Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj and Maharani Tarabai was known as Maratha War of Independence, the long war that lasted for 27 years. This war is an exciting and glorious period in the history of India. In this chapter, we are learning this. We have already learned about Sambhaji Maharaj and his contribution, his valor, his bravery, how he was protecting Maharashtra, and how he was caught up by Mughal emperor and how he was died, etc. In this session, we will study about Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj was the second son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The elder son of Shivaji Maharaj was Sambhaji Maharaj. And here Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj is the second son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was born on 24th February 1670 on Raigad. He became Chhatrapati after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj. After the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, Aurangzeb thought that his dream of winning Maratha kingdom would be realized. He thought that it would be very easy for him to capture Maharashtra. It would be very easy to bring Maharashtra under his control. He sent Zulfikar Khan to put Raigad under siege. At that time, Sambhaji Maharaj's wife Maharani Yesubai and their son Shahu Maharaj, Rajaram Maharaj, his wife and family all were staying at Raigad. So Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb wanted to capture this Maharashtra, so that he sent Zulfikar Khan, one of his general, to Raigad and put Raigad under siege. They surrounded around Raigad fort with their army. That time Rajaram Maharaj and his wife Maharani Tarabai and Sambhaji Maharaj's wife Maharani Yesubai and his son Shahu Maharaj were on Raigad. It was risky for all the members of the royal family to stay one place. It became necessary to move away some of the royal families from the Raj Mahal, because it was risky for all the family members to stay in one place, because if Zulfikar Khan captured Raigad for all the royal family members will fall into his hand. That's why it was very risky for all the royal family members to stay in one place. So that Maharani Yesubai tackled this unprecedented, that means unknown situation, unpredictable situation, calamity very bravely. So Maharani Yesubai suggested that some of the family members should move away from this Raigad. So Maharani Yesubai handled this situation very bravely and very smartly, resolving that she would not surrender to Mughals under any condition. She took many important political decisions on Raigad. It was decided that Rajaram Maharaj should escape from Raigad and, if necessary, go to a far off place, Jinji. It was decided that the fight to defend Raigad would continue under the leadership of Maharani Yesubai. Maharani Yesubai chose to make Rajaram Maharaj and not her own son the Chhatrapati. Her decision is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept the Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. It was a wise decision that taken by Maharani Yesubai, that her decision was to Rajaram Maharaj and his family should go away from Raigad and go to far to Jinji Fort, Chennai. So it was decided that she will fight. She will continue the fight with the Mughals, and Rajaram Maharaj should go away from Raigad and should stay in a safe place. And she decided that she will lead the army to defend the Mughals. So Maharani Yesubai here showed her selfless sacrifice towards Maharashtra. He didn't think to save her own son Shahu Maharaj. Instead of that, she decided that she will help Rajaram Maharaj to go away from Raigad fort. Her decision is a shining example. That means she didn't think of her own life and her own son's life, but he thought that the kingdom should be in the hand of safe hands. That's why she decided Rajara Maharaj to go away from Raigad. Her decision is a shining example of her love for Swaraj and her extreme selflessness. She kept Maratha Chhatrapati secure without regard for her own life or that of her son. She didn't think of her own life or her son's life. Instead of that, she wanted to secure Maratha Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. Rajaram Maharaj leaves for Jinji. Now Rajaram Maharaj decided to go to Jinji. So on April 1689, Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the besieged Raigad. At that time, the Raigad fort was surrounded by Mughal Emperor's army, but using some tricky method, they escaped from there. Rajaram Maharaj and few of his associates. He decided to go to south to Jinji. The Jinji fort was invincible, cannot be defeated easily. It was a very strong fort. No one could arrive very easily and no one could capture this Jinji fort easily. It was under the control of Sambhaji Maharaj. After his death, it became under the control of Rajaram Maharaj. So that they decided to go to Jinji fort. It was a very strong fort, cannot be defeated very easily. It was not an easy task for the Mughals to capture this fort. Rajaram Maharaj took his faithful Sardars like Prilhat Niraji, Khando Bellal, Rupaji Bhosle and managed to reach Jinji. A few associates were there with Rajaram Maharaj. They were Pralhad Niraji, Khando Ballal, Rupaji Bhosle. These people were there along with him, and so that they reached very safely to Jinji fort. Now the movements of the Marathas. It was difficult to defend Raigad fort against the might of Mughals. The Mughals captured Raigad in November 1689 and arrested Maharani Yesubai and Shahu. For a long time, Yesubai and Shahu Maharaj could not resist against the Mughals, so that the Mughals captured Raigad in November 1689. While going to Jinji, Rajaram Maharaj had assigned the duty to fight against the Mughals to Ramchandrapant Amatya, Shankaraji Narayan Sachiv, Sandaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Jadhav. These people were there along with Maharani Yesubai. Even then, the Mughals captured Raigad fort in November 1689. So Maharani Yesubai could not defend Raigad fort for long time. Later it was captured by Aurangzeb's army. From the Maratha point of view, the situation was critical. Aurangzeb had already attracted many Maratha Sardars to his side by giving them watans and jagas, by giving some areas, some valuable gifts and money. Aurangzeb had already attracted many Maratha Sardars. Rajaram Maharaj also used the same tactics to thwart. Thwart means oppose the Mughal plans. What Aurangzeb was following the same tactics, Rajaram Maharaj also started following. That means he promised that if a Maratha Sardar captured Mughal territory, it would be given him as a Jagar. It was his promise to Maratha Sardars that if any Maratha Sardar is capturing any Mughal territory, then that area will go to that particular Maratha Sardar. That was his promise. Due to this promise, many capable Maratha Sardars became ready. They came forward. They started invading the Mughal territory with a vigor and defeated Mughal generals. Sandaji and Dhanaji were in the forefront of in these actions. Against their surprise attack and guerrilla tactics, enormous amount of war materials and heavy artillery of Mughals were of little use. That means the Maratha Sardars were very brave and very enthusiastic to capture many Mughal territory. So, in front of their enthusiasm, the heavy military of Mughals and heavy war material of Mughals became no use. The Mughals forces were at their wits' end. They were showing very bravery, and they were very enthusiastic, very interested, and very vigorously they were capturing Mughal territories one by one. On one occasion, Sandhaji Ghorpade and Vittoji Chavan even cut and carried away the golden pinnacle of Emperor's own tent in a surprise attack. That means some of the Maratha Sardars were ready to give surprise attack. One incident happened once. Sandhaji Ghorpade and Vittoji Chavan, they went up to the Mughal emperor's tent, and they brought the pinnacle, the dome which was fixed on the tent, that they carried away. So in this way, they very vigorously the Maratha Sardars were fighting against the Mughals. Now we will study the siege of Jinji. That means the Mughal army under the leadership of Zulfikar Khan arrived up to Jinji because he learned that he came to know that Rajaram Maharaj is staying at Jinji, so that they arrived up to Jinji area. The siege of Jinji. Once Raigad was captured, the emperor sent Zulfikar Khan to the south on the campaign of Jinji. He laid siege to the fort of Jinji. Means Zulfikar Khan arrived up to Jinji and laid a siege, surrounded around the Jinji fort with their army. The Marathas defended the fort bravely for nearly 8 years. The Mughal forces engaged in the siege were fiercely attacked from outside by Sandhaji and Dhanaji. Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. Later, Zulfikar Khan captured the fort of Jinji. So, for 8 years, this continuous fight was going on. The leaders of this fighting from Maratha side were Sandhaji and Dhanaji. They attacked. They were attacking from outside to the Mughal army. So this fight was going on nearly 8 years. Later, Rajaram Maharaj very smartly escaped from the siege, and he returned to Maharashtra. Later, Zulfikar Khan captured the fort of Jinji also. The return of Rajara Maharaj to Maharashtra gave a boost to Maratha activity. So, the return of Rajara Maharaj became an encouragement to all the Maratha people. The Marathas attacked the Mughal territories of Khandesh, Varhad, Belgan. Rajara Maharaj inspired the hundreds of brave Maratha warriors like Sandhaji and Dhanaji with his understanding nature and statesmanship. So Rajaram Maharaj was giving encouragement to them and giving complete support to those people who were fighting against the Mughals. So the leaders of this Maratha war of independence against the Mughals during Rajaram Maharaj period were Sandhaji and Dhanaji. He motivated them to protect Swaraj and thus performed a very valuable task. But even as all this was taking place, Rajaram Maharaj died on 2nd March 1700 on Sinhagad after a short period of illness. Later, while this Maratha war of independence was going on against the Mughals by Sandhaji and by the leadership of Sandhaji and Dhanaji, uh, during this time, Rajaram Maharaj lost his life. Maharaj died on 2nd March because of his illness. Because of his serious illness, on 2nd March 1700 he died. Rajaram Maharaj died. Rajaram Maharaj was thoughtful and kind-hearted. Now we are going to learn the qualities of Rajaram Maharaj. He was very kind-hearted person. He brought together all the capable people in the Maratha Empire. He was encouraging all the capable people to fight against the Mughals. He united them, created a new enthusiasm amongst them. After the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, he fought against Aurangzeb for 11 years with the great courage and tenacity, with great courage and valor and bravery. Sambhaji Maharaj fought against the Aurangzeb for 11 years even after the death of Sambhaji Maharaj. Rajara Maharaj's greatest achievement is that he protected Swaraj in those extremely difficult times. While describing Rajaram Maharaj, noted historian Riya Satkar G.C. Sardesai had used the adjective sthir buddhi, level-headed. He was described as level-headed by one of the historian Riya Satkar. He cannot be described in better words than use. That means he was handling all the difficult situation very skillfully and tactfully. And he faced all the adverse situation, dangerous situation very bravely and vigorously. So because of his uh, courage, because of his these qualities, Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai, he was a historian. He had described him as a sthir buddhi, that means level-headed. So this was the contribution by Rajaram Maharaj for defending against the Mughals and for the Maratha War of Independence. Now we are going to learn about Maharani Tarabai. Who was Maharani Tarabai? Maharani Tarabai was the wife of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. After the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Aurangzeb thought that he had won the war against the Marathas. Aurangzeb thought that now no one will be there to defend Maharashtra. He thought that now Maharashtra will be in my hand. But it was not so. Aurangzeb was winning battle after battle, but he could not win the war. He was winning the battle one way. He could capture many forts which were under the control of Marathas, but he was not won any war against the Marathas. Maharani Tarabai, the capable wife of Rajaram Maharaj, came forward to lead the Swaraj movement in the extremely unfavorable circumstances. After the death of Rajaram Maharaj, his wife Maharani Tarabai came forward to lead the Maratha army against the Mughals. In that time, the situation of the kingdom was extremely unfavorable. Unfavorable circumstances were existed in those times. Even this adverse situation, she became ready to lead the Maratha army against the Mughals. This is the photo of Maharani Tarabai. Contemporary Mughal historian Kafi Khan described Maharani Tarabai as an intelligent and knowledgeable woman. Many of the historians had written about many Maratha warriors. One of the historians, his name was Kafi Khan, had described about the valor of Maharani Tarabai as she was an intelligent and knowledgeable lady. Her management of the army and administration had won renown even during the rule of her husband. Even during the rule of Rajaram Maharaj, Maharani Tarabai had involved in the state administration and the maintenance of army management and state administration. And she had already shown her efficiency in management of the army and administration even during the time of Rajaram Maharaj. This had written by one of the historian, Kafi Khan, about Maharani Tarabai. After the death of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, Maharani Tarabai continued Swaraj struggle bravery with the help of her Sardars. Aurangzeb captured Satara and Panhala fort from the Maratha territory, but at the same time the Marathas dashed up to the Mughal areas of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. When Maharani Tarabai was ruling, engaging in these activities to struggle against the Mughals to protect the Swaraj, at the same time, Aurangzeb captured Satara and Panhala fort from the Maratha area. Satara and Panhala from Panhala, these areas were in the control of Maharashtra kingdom. But at the same time, the Marathas dashed up to the Mughal areas of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. But at the same time, as a protest of Aurangzeb's action, the area which were under the control of Mughals, they were Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. This area were captured by Maratha army. Tarabai expanded the war areas further. Sardars like Krishnaji Sawant, Khanderao Dhabade, Dhanaji Jadhav, Nemaji Shinde, these were the associates of Maharani Tarabai. They opened battle against Mughals on various fronts outside Maharashtra. This was a sign of the change and the outcome of the war. So, from this battle onwards, from this war onwards, we could see a change. That means the Marathas were about to win independence. So, with the help of many of her associates like Dhanaji Jadhav, Khande Rao Dhabade, Krishnaji Sawant, Nemaji Shinde, she led many open battle against the Mughals, and because of this, it was about to win independence. It was about to achieve independence in Maharashtra. Maharani Tarabai fought for 7 years. She kept Maratha kingdom too strong. She was ruling Maharashtra for 7 years. At her at her ruling, she kept Maratha kingdom too strong, and she took the charge of administration single-handedly and encouraged the Sardars to participate in the mission of Swaraj. She was facing all the situation very alone, and there were no other people were there to help Tarabai in the matter of administration. So she was she had taken the charge of administration single-handedly, but at the same time she was encouraging other Maratha Sardars to participate in Maratha War of Independence or in the mission of Swaraj. Maratha Sardars fought against the Mughals up to Sironje, Mandasur and Malwa, that is in UP and Madhya Pradesh. Kafi Khan, he had already recorded about the bravery and achievement of Maharani Tarabai in his book. Now we will study some of the techniques and tactics of Maharani Tarabai. Maharani Tarabai used guerrilla technique very effectively. Guerrilla techniques were used by Shivaji Maharaj, Rajaram Maharaj and Sambhaji Maharaj to defend the Mughal army. The same technique was used by Maharani Tarabai as well. What is guerrilla technique? Guerrilla technique. Guerrilla technique means hiding. The armies are hiding in one place, and when the enemies are arriving in front of them, they were giving sudden attack to the enemies. This type of secret and sudden attack by hiding in some place is known as guerrilla technique. Marathas were comparatively weaker than Aurangzeb in army power, that we know. Maratha army, number of armies are very less, and they have very less arms and ammunition with them, and money was also less. But compared to Aurangzeb, he had huge army power, and using his army, he used to put siege around many of the Maratha fort. Marathas used to fight for the fort as long as they could. The fighting was lasting for a long time. They were defending, the Marathas were defending the fort as long as they could. But when the rainy season approached, the Killedar of the fort pretended to side with Aurangzeb. He was acting during the rainy season, or when the rainy season arrives, the Killedar, the person who protects the fort, he was acting that he is going to give side to Aurangzeb, and he was acting that he will be ready to help Aurangzeb. So, in this situation, little money, a bribe was accepted from Aurangzeb, and the fort was handed over to him. Killedar was taking uh, some money from Aurangzeb and handing over this fort to Aurangzeb. The Killedar used to deposit this bribe amount to Maratha treasury. He was not taking the not taking the money as his own. He was depositing this money to Maharashtra treasury or Maharashtra government to He was not keeping this money as his own. He was acting. When the after capturing this fort, after getting this fort, Aurangzeb repleted, fill the fort with wealth, grains, ammunition on the fort. After filling it, then what was going on? Tarabai used to capture that fort again. Uh, the Mughal Mughal Aurangzeb was capturing the fort, and he was filling the fort with all the essential materials. After filling all the essential material, again Tarabai was capturing that fort. This was going on continuously. Now, after capturing, Tarabai will get the fort as well as whatever he was filling, whatever he was keeping in that fort, everything will come into Tarabai's hand control. That was her technique. This strategy of Tarabai is described as safe deposit locker system. She had used this type of strategy for getting wealth and money and arms and ammunition and food, etc. So this type of strategy she used to defend against the Mughals. This system is known as safe deposit locker system. As Maharani Tarabai kept the legacy of valor inherited from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Whatever the bravery and valor Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had, this all continued by Maharani Tarabai as well. Due to the forceful campaign of the Marathas, Aurangzeb was frustrated. In this way, the Mughal Maratha fight was continuously going on. At last, a Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was too frustrated. He was too tired by fighting with the Marathas. Mughal Maratha fight had continued for 25 years. Still, the Mughals could not defeat Marathas. In these circumstances, Emperor Aurangzeb died in 1707 CE at Ahmednagar. The Maratha War of Independence ended with his death. Thus, Maratha became independent from Mughal custody after the death of Aurangzeb. So the Mughal Maratha fight had been continued for 25 years. But the Mughals were not ready to surrender in front of the Marathas were not ready to surrender in front of Mughals. So after the death of Aurangzeb, the Maratha War of Independence came to end. The Maratha got independence from Mughal custody. The Maratha War of Independence was the fight between Mughal Emperor's greed to expand his empire and the spirit of the independence of the Marathas. This was the fight we can say that this was the fight between the Mughal Emperor's greed. Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was a greedy peasant that he needed to win Kabul to Kanyakumari under his control. He needed to bring Kabul to Kanyakumari under his control. That was his greed. And another side, Maratha people, they needed independence. They needed freedom from from Mughals. So we can describe Maratha War of Independence in this way, that the Maratha War of Independence is the fight between the greed of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb and the spirit of independence of Marathas. The Marathas emerged victorious. They won. The Marathas won in this fight. After the death of Aurangzeb, they led others in filling the vacuum in political arena. They controlled the throne of Delhi, ran the affairs of almost all part of Hindustan and protect it. After the death of Aurangzeb, many of the territories in India came under the control of Marathas. Up to Delhi, they had control. Marathas had control up to Delhi. So, in this way, the Marathas ran the affairs, had taken care of the affairs of uh, all parts of Hindustan. Therefore, 18th century is known as the century of Marathas. In the next chapters, we will see the achievement of Marathas in that century. So, at last, after the death of Aurangzeb, Maratha War of Independence came to an, and Maratha got freedom from Mughal custody. I hope everyone understood this much part. Read the textbook very well and understand it. Thank you.